Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rinse. And of course, I am your host, your YouTube Messiah, and ultimately returning never to the Candice. Success in this 10. Gonna go to Raw this week. Was in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And before we do that, we're gonna probably going against my better judgment here. Gonna address the big heir apparent rumor that's been going about the interwebs over the past couple days. Is the rumor and speculations going around that Sasha Banks is going to be going to New Japan and Wrestle Kingdom come January, and everyone's all up in a roar like, yay her, fuck WWE, blah 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 blah, all that shit, whatever. I want to make sure I say this the right way. I've always been adamant, and I've always been heir apparent on the mentality of, if you're not happy at your job, just fucking leave. Quit. Go. Get out. No one's holding a gun to your head saying you have to stay there. They say you're under contract? Okay. Do nothing no different than what Pac did, than what the Pepsi Man did. Sit at home and sit on your ass until the contract runs out. They will either force you to, they will either come to an agreement with you, or they're eventually going to let the contract just run out. You know, it's that simple. As far as with her going, you know, whatever you'd want to do what makes you happy. As long as you're not hurting yourself or someone else in the process. You know, as long as you're doing that, as long as you're not hurting yourself or someone else in the process, do what makes you happy. That's my view on life in general. And if she wants to go and wrestle at another company, by all means, go ahead. You want to go and wrestle in Japan? Go ahead. Wrestle in Japan. You want to go and wrestle in Germany? Go wrestle in Germany. Hell, you want to go and wrestle in NWA or AEW or MLW even? Fuck, go ahead. Ominous Dominus, God be with you. Just, fuck. Can the fanboys, the issue isn't so much with that, it's the fact of the fan base is just, the fan base can get so fucking volatile and toxic, it destroys any chance of having fun. And at the end of the day, as a fan in wrestling, as a fan of wrestling, that should be the ultimate end goal. To have fun watching and seeing and whatever the hell you're doing with wrestling, instead of sitting there splitting hairs and nitpicking and just fucking dissecting it like an asshole, and say, well, if this person deserves to be a world champion because before they signed with this company, they were the top independent wrestling star. You know, those kind of fans are what make fucking wrestling fans look like shit. You know, I've said it before and I'll say it a million times. The three most toxic fan bases out there in the world: wrestling fans, Star Wars fans, and comic book fans. Trust me, I know this from first-hand experience because I'm a fan of all fucking three. And I've seen it. Just, ugh. Now let's try and move forward onto a little bit more of a positive note now. So that otherwise I'm just going to have this nasty... ugh. So we're going to switch gears to talk about last week now via the SmackDown Rewind and the big highlights from last week's SmackDown. Well, the show started off right off bat with the Usos putting their tag titles on the line against Sheamus and Butch. And just like Jimmy always keeps on saying, banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger. These guys did not disappoint. This was one hell of a fucking match. I absolutely fucking loved it. The Usos got the win. It was revealed later on in the show. Roman is going to be at the SmackDown coming up this Friday. And Jimmy wound up saying that Sami Zayn, Tribal Chief's going to be coming. You may want to clean your look up some, dog. So we may see Sami with short hair again and a well-groomed beard. Sami, if you don't know a good barber for your beard, hit me up. I'll hook you up. Also, we had Legado del Fantasma have a tag match against the Viking Raiders, which turned into a no contest because Hit Row came out and then it was a massive brawl. Everyone was hitting each other. And then it became official and announced that, again, this coming Friday, they're going to have a triple threat tag match. Imperium had a trios match against Ricochet and the New Day, and this came to be because Ricochet and Gunther wound up coming out to go and sign their contract for their Intercontinental title match. And just as things were about to get started, New Day came out. Whoa, 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 hold it right there, Pierce. Now we're coming out here to help make sure nothing squirrely happens out here during this contract signing. And best dialogue in the entire show came from this part right here. Adam Pearce. Nothing bad would happen. Xavier Woods. Have you watched pro wrestling? And then Pierce. You have a point. Continue. That was the best entire fucking dialogue in the entire show. I kid you not, just because of the fact. Adam Pearce, oh, nothing bad would happen. Have you watched wrestling? You have a point. Continue. Just like, okay, yeah, goddamn, yeah, fuck. Okay, yeah, contract signings never go well. Continue. I just thought that was fucking hilarious. That tickled me something fierce. Anyways, then it was then of course verbal exchanges, contract signed, table flipped, and then we got our match. Ricochet and the New Day wound up getting the win, so kudos to that. Liv Morgan and Tegan Nox, had a tag match against Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey, and okay. I can't help it, but anytime I see Ronda Rousey come out to the ring when she's got her makeup on, all I think of is It's Sunny in Philadelphia. Ronda, da, da, da. Master of Jiu-Jitsu, sue. Which begs the question, who would be Mr. Sunshine to help stop her? If you got an idea for that, leave it in the comments. I'd like to hear that. Either way, Liv and Tegan got the win against Shayna and Ronda, and it was also announced again this coming Friday. This Friday is starting to sound pretty damn good. It's gonna be Liv and Tegan going against Io and Dakota Kai for the women's tag titles. And the SmackDown ended with Kurt Angle coming out to the ring to celebrate his birthday, thanking the hometown Pittsburgh crowd. All this, that, and the other. Then Alpha Academy came out. All sorts of mad because they weren't invited to the shindig. Gable saying, we went out of our way to put on our best. Otis has on a tie. You know how hard it is to put a tie on a man with no neck? That is actually a very valid argument. Yeah. Anyways, wound up doing that. And then they crashed the party. So yeah, they crashed the party, and then Kurt wind up saying, and this is all out at the ring, mind you. Kurt winds up saying, well, if you're going to crash this party and take all that cake, you're going to need some milk to wash it down. And then brought out the milk truck, and we got Milkomania all over again, and it was just as fucking hilarious as it was the first time I saw it. Kurt doing that. I thought that was hilarious. So, yeah. And all the while he had Gable Stevenson with him on that, and I really am hoping for nothing but the best with Gable Stevenson. I'm hoping that within 3 years' time, at some point, we're going to see Gable Stevenson versus Chad Gable in the ring. And when we do, oh my god, that is going to be fucking glorious. Whew. Yeah. So with that said, now let's get into this week's show, Raw, Milwaukee. If you get that Wayne's World reference. And it starts off match right off bat. No promos, no segments, no nothing. It starts off right off bat. Bayley going against Little Miss Alexa Bliss. Whew. Oh, doggy. And now, before the match even started, Bayley comes out with Io and Dakota, and then next thing you know, Bayley swoops in right out of nowhere, takes takes out Io and Dakota, chases them off, and then Bayley just looks like, what? Huh? Like, what the hell? Guys? Like, I can't believe she just chased them off. What the hell? Huh? Like that. But yeah, as far as the match went, it was a good match. Bliss, she was leading into the break and pretty much was fighting an uphill post break. And I don't know, maybe it's my mind's eye and the way I perceive things, but the fact that Becky chased off Io and Dakota right off bat kind of gave away to me that it was, well, Bayley's gonna lose because, you know, you're gonna have you're building up a feud between Bayley versus Becky. Because you're not gonna have her chasing after the title and then Bayley screw her over or something like that. Yeah. But either way. Not mad, not anything, it's just weird observations. Much to no surprise, Alexa Bliss, she did get the win. She did Twisted Bliss. Now, Bianca was ringside watching the whole time. Afterwards, Bianca, she got in, went to go do handshake. And Bliss just looking like, no. Let's hug. They go to hug, and then Bliss hooks her for a Twisted Bliss, gets the dead serious eye look on her face, and then just lets go like, what the, oh, okay, bye. And then leaves. Next up, we got AJ Styles going against Chad Gable, and this came to be because of a backstage interview. Byron Saxton was talking to Gable and Otis, asking about what happened with the Milkomania thing, saying that, you know, Gable was talking about on how hard it was to get Otis into a shower to wash off all that milk on him, and Styles, Gallows, and Mia Yim were cracking jokes on him. Carl Anderson wasn't there because he's obviously over in Japan, getting ready to defend the Never Openweight title. But excuse me. Then there was some verbal exchanges, and then they said, let's have a match. So yeah, now we get to hear it. Good, solid action. I really dug the hell out of this. Gable, he was leading into the break. AJ was leading post. Decent match. Went a nice pace and flow. And, you know, I'm going to just say this now. I got zero problem with them doing with some matches going quick. You know, you don't always need like a 30 or 40 or 60 minute match. My argument has always been, and this is from the time I was doing the backyard stuff and still to this day, you could tell just as good of a story in a 15 to 20 minute match as you could in like a 30 to 40 to 60 minute match. You know, as long as you know what you're doing and you know on how to do it. Tell a good story, that's all that counts at the end of the day. But AJ, he wound up getting the win on how he came to be. He rolled over into a jackknife and then moved himself around to hoist Gable up and then hit a Styles Clash, which just seeing that all in one quick fluid move, like, holy shit! God damn, that was good. That was just a real smooth, crisp move to see. I dug. Just a little personal note. Next up, we got trios action. Damian Priest, Finn Balor, and Domink going up against the Street Profits and Akira Tozawa. So, yeah. Nice action. Ford, he was the punching bag, and then Dawkins got the hot tag in. Crowd really lit up when Tozawa got in there and started going up. Started getting loud. Now, I'll say this, and just hear me out on this. Now, Judgment Day targeted Akira Tozawa because of the whole poker tournament debacle. Okay. However, do you really think Judgment Day would have messed with Akira Tozawa if I say he still had his Ninja Clan? Think about it. Nobody ever messes with ninjas. Just saying. But yeah. As far as the trios match went, it was a decent match. I thought it was pretty alright. Nice match. Like I said, Dawkins got the hot tag in. Crowd lit up. Crowd really lit up when Tozawa got in. Match came to an end though when Priest, while on the apron, wound up hoisting Akira Tozawa up and hit a Razor's Edge on, and hit him with a Razor's Edge so Domink could get the pin. 1, 2, 3. That was it. Yeah. Next up, we got Io Sky going against Candice LeRea. Again, okay. This is your reminder. Candice LeRea is tougher than you. Really nice action. Really nice action with some good back and forth. And I don't know, maybe it was just me, the way I was watching, but it just seemed like the crowd was like up until this point, the volume for the crowd was at like 10. But once this match came on, the volume went down to like 5. And I'm just like, wow, they really went quiet. Like, it wasn't like mute, but they just like, they weren't cheering as heavy or as loud. And before that, the big issue, just from a television standpoint, watching from TV, was Bayley was trying to do commentary. They couldn't get the headset set up, so she eventually just said, "Wham! Fuck it." Walked away from the table and then went over to stand next to Dakota. Graves cleaned it up as best as he could, saying, you know, our production crew isn't doing their job. I hope you're happy, KP. She left because of you, blah, blah, blah. You know, the normal shit. But, yeah, decent match. I thought it was pretty alright. And Io, she got the win doing the moonsault. That was... So, yeah. Next up, we got Elias. Elias going against Solo Sikoa, and probably the funniest part out of all of this was beforehand, Elias asked Kevin Owens, of all people, for help. Kevin Owens, when he approached KO on it, Owens just like, what? Do you forget what you did to me over the summer? You trying to drive me crazy, trying to make me look like a liar, saying you weren't Ezekiel, and all that jazz. So yeah. And then Elias, no, that was my brother Ezekiel. I'm not Ezekiel, man. But I'm saying, listen, the issues you had with him are between you two. That's all said and done. What I'm asking, though, is if you can come with me to have my back, because they took out Matt Riddle. And it should also be noted, apparently Matt Riddle was written off TV because he apparently failed a drug test. And it should also be noted, WWE is no longer testing for pot. So, WWE is no longer testing for weed, but Matt Riddle failed a drug test. What the hell did that boy putting in his system then? Just, yeah, weird. So yeah, either way, Elias versus Solo Sikoa, very much so what you would have expected. Solo unloaded on Elias, and I enjoyed that way more than I should have. I'm sorry. I enjoyed seeing that ass whooping way more than I should have. That match came to an end when Solo wound up doing a super kick, and then that spinning Uranagi, they called the spinning Solo. Afterwards, Solo then started to do a beatdown. Sami held him so he could hit him with a Samoan spike. And then when they rigged the chair to go on him to do like they did with Riddle, Kevin Owens came out. They left the ring. Sami was like, oh, it's okay. We don't need to do that. We send our message. We already sent the message to him. And then Elias, he gets up on his feet. He's like, yeah, thanks. And then Owens, kick to the gut, boom, pops him with a stunner. Just like, yeah, no, listen, I ain't here for you, motherfucker. Fuck that. Fuck you. So yeah. And next up, we got Asuka. Oh, Asuka. Going against Rhea Ripley. Asuka versus Rhea Ripley. Yeah. Needed the heart pills for this one. Also, it should be noted, Asuka has been hinting over the past, since last week, hinting towards going back to her evil clown persona, and, well, she came out this week, none of the face paint on her, just showing all natural beauty, and it was funny because then it was like, see, everyone on my timeline on Twitter was pretty much turning into me when they saw her like that, and I'm like, oh, now all y'all motherfuckers are getting like that? Really? Like, man, listen, I've been a hound dog chasing on that for a long time now. But now all y'all motherfuckers are getting like that. Just like, but yeah, I'm just thinking like, okay, we get evil clown Asuka. If that happens, just know, chances are, I'm probably going to say or do something that won't get me a brain duster, but punched in the head like a cheap hooker, and I may or may not survive the process. Yeah. Either way, let's get to the match now. Asuka versus Rhea, really nice. Asuka started out the match running and moving like she was back in her NXT days. Which, you look at the little subtleties. She really is, not trying to make it into the character piece, just focusing on just her, but you look at the little subtleties, like I said, between all the hints, coming out with none of the fighting makeup like she normally has, wearing black attire, having a really mean streak, it's little hints. But as far as the match went, she started out moving like it was like in her NXT days. Rhea wound up actually leading post-break and was going... It was a damn good match. I really liked it. It told a good story. Match came to an end when Asuka had the Asuka lock on her, and then Domink wound up getting Rhea's foot on the rope, then got on the apron, started taunting Asuka, and then was like, yeah, what? And then Asuka just looking at her. And then blue mist on him. And yeah. After that, she turned around, riptide onto Asuka, 1, 2, 3, and then you just see Asuka just sitting there like, looking like she's getting fed up, like she's getting ready to do one of those enough is enough and it's time for a change type promos. So, yeah. So now we come to main event of the night. The almighty Bobby Lashley going against Seth Elizabeth Rollins, because we all know his middle name is not frickin'. And the winner is the new #1 contender for the coveted United States Championship. And right off bat, Bobby just exploding right onto Seth. Right into the break. Explodes right onto Seth, right through commercial break. Really it was just good, solid action. I really was like, whoa, damn. Like, Bobby was going all out on him. Excuse me. Seth was going damn good too on him. It was nice matchup with these guys. These guys know on how to tell good work. I really dug the hell out of both of them on this. Match came to an end. Seth got the win on how it came to an end. At one point, Bobby, he wound up getting a full Nelson onto Seth. Wound up backing into a corner. No ref bump, but the ref, he had to crawl and roll out of the ring. But when he did, he did like shades of Peter Griffin. Tweaked rolled his ankle, and yeah, next thing you know, Bobby wound up hitting a spear on him. Ref taking his slow ass time getting in. 1, 2. Kick out. 2. And then Bobby gets up. He gets ready to go for another spear. As he's running, Seth just jumps midair. Wham! Pops him with a pedigree in midair. 1, 2, 3. That's it. And then afterwards, Bobby gets mad, starts going off, shoves off refs. Adam Pearce gets down there on him. What the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing? We talked about this. You can't get physical with personnel. And then he starts getting physical with Pearce, and then Pearce flips off. To where they got to censor him, and then he gets in his face. You know what? You want to keep doing this? You want to keep doing this? You're fired. Get out of here. And then Lashley, what? What? You're what? You're firing me? What? And you could hear the crowd singing, na 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 na, na 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 na, hey hey, goodbye. You could hear them yelling that to him. But personally, my personal prediction, just my personal prediction, Bobby Lashley, he's fired from Raw and winds up moving to SmackDown. That's my personal prediction now. We got to wait until Friday or within the next few weeks to wait and see where this plays out. So either way, folks, that is it for this week's show. So please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back watch some of the episodes when you can. Look for me on the Twitter at Tim Vicious. Also, still trying to figure out that Hive gimmick, Tim Vicious on there. Also, thank you to my executive producer, Holly Ray Ben, who did provide the music for this week's show. Make sure y'all check it out. It's on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube. All that good shit details are down below. Thank you to the contributor of the show, LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. There are a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, and a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. Also, folks, don't forget to check out whatamaneuver.net for some Vish Shrimp to help support the show. Perfect gift for Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Solstice. Something to grab to give to Goodwill. Perfect gift to give somebody you love or somebody you hate. Say, hey, I don't like this, and you know what? You gotta wear this asshole shirt. I got you this asshole shirt. Perfect gift. And do not forget to follow these cool ass cats already on the Twitter. Kenny Killer Deals be on the Straw V. Diabolical RA Surgeon Curry Pants and Dubs in your face. And folks, like I always tell you love me great, you hate me. Fuck this.